Hello, this is World Business Report from the BBC World Service, your programme about money, work and the economy. I'm Sam Fennick. Coming up today, could a strike by thousands of car workers in Michigan throw the state into recession? Have you been the victim of a cyber attack?
I'm sure you've received like a phishing SMS at one point saying that there's like a package that you haven't received, for example, right? We did some research that showed that 50% of people click on those links.
It's thought a simple phishing attack brought down MGM's hotel booking system and slot machines. And
there was that sense of absolute buyer frenzy that people just wanted a piece of Freddie.
How much would you pay for a piece of Freddie Mercury? An auction of the pop icon stuff has raised $50 million. But first, today, nearly 150,000 US auto workers are set to go on strike this week if General Motors, Ford and Stellantis fail to meet their demands for big pay rises. Workers want a 46% pay increase and the restoration of concessions workers made years ago when the companies were in financial trouble. The United Auto Workers Union has threatened to strike any of the three companies that haven't reached an agreement by the time its contract with the union expires at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time today, Thursday. Let's speak to our correspondent now. Michelle Fleury joins us from Detroit. Michelle, what's the feeling? Where do you think we're at? Are we close to a deal?
Look, I think tensions remain very high. We're starting to hear from the bosses of General Motors and Ford coming out to say that they have put offers to the union where they have increased what they are offering in terms of sort of pay hikes, something that the union has been pushing for. But the United Auto Workers Union says it is still not enough. The frustration of avoiding all of this, as you say, against this deadline looming, only a couple of hours left, and unless there is some breakthrough, it does look potentially like these union workers will be going out on strike potentially against all three of the big American car makers, something that hasn't happened before in the union's history.
Now, we've said that they want something like a 46% pay increase. What else do they want?
Yeah, so, talking to workers, they have a number of frustrations. Obviously, inflation is something everyone has been grappling with. They are asking for the restoration of something called COLA, which stands for Cost of Living Adjustment, basic formula that kind of works out how much of an increase of a lift they get in their pay to sort of reflect rising prices. Then there are those who are sort of pushing for an end to tiers, where you get older workers who have seniority being paid potentially substantially more, as much as 25% more, to do the same work as kind of newer hires. Others say they want the regular pension benefits, some calling for a 32-hour work week. Obviously, they're not likely to get everything, but they're asking for this, and they have a deal of anger. And this anger stems from the 2008 financial crisis. They feel they've never been fully compensated for the sacrifices they made back then. At the time, you may recall General Motors and Chrysler nearly went bankrupt. They had to receive huge taxpayer cuts. Subsequently, they've returned to record profits. Now these workers say, we simply fair share.
And you've been speaking to some of these workers, haven't you?
Yeah, and each one has a different story to tell, and there are different, and that list of, there are different things that are priorities to them. But at the core, and everyone goes back to the same idea that this fight is bigger than them. You have to remember, this is coming at a time when we've recently workers in other industries, including UPS, win substantial concessions. At the moment, writers and actors are also on strike. There was a key to these battles, and I heard it a lot from these workers, and that this is not just for them, for the middle class. Have a listen. The start of Detroit's annual auto show is a chance for the hometown big three car makers to showcase their latest models.
Ford, all in on America.
Casting a shadow over the proceedings of the prospect of the industry's biggest strike in generations. Ford CEO Jim Farley warned the stakes couldn't be higher.
We're literally fighting for the future of automotive manufacturing in our country.
But what do workers think?
Go there, go check on them. Go check on my chickens. In my opinion, we are owed this.
Paul Rasker, who recently got married, works in a Stellantis factory making Jeep Grand Cherokees.
So, yeah, I'm fourth generation UAW. My great-grandfather, my grandfather, my dad. So that's something that I wanted to be able to provide to my family. It was an awesome living for my parents growing up.
His grandfather and father's way of living is now out of reach. And are those opportunities there today?
Not necessarily. I mean, quite frankly, I can't even afford to purchase the vehicle that I sit there and produce every day. I can't even afford to buy that.
Also joining the fight,
Hey, how was your day? How was school, buddy?
GM worker Jessie Thomas.
Oh, we lost it too. I'm a single mom. I have a son. He's 10 years old. We make good money, but when you're paying $1,300 a month for health care, it doesn't mean that we're overly stretched.